if you wouldn't mind, there's always been talk about within the death row Piru people that a lot of people were murdered or stuff happened to them over a certain tape, a tape of somebody, I think Bountry might have been, his death may have been behind some sort of videotape of somebody like I don't know if it was somebody getting beaten on tape or
Well,
what it was, but if you could speak to that, if you know.
well, I didn't get directly involved in it, although an incident occurred in the Compton area. I think was it Vincent Buchanan had gotten killed, and he was dropped off over by a cemetery, the cemetery at night. He had been shot to death, and the word was that certain people were involved in it. In that incident, Lil Rod and I think Georgie Williams or somebody was involved in that, and it kind of, I didn't get, like I said, I didn't get directly involved with it, but apparently prior to Vincent being dumped, it was supposed to have been some type of video of them someone torturing Vincent prior to killing him and dropping him off. And apparently the video was circulating among the Pirus, the mobs or something. And allegedly Bountry it was at his house or something, they were looking at it. And the people involved, his friends, and I said something about Rod and Georgia, but those were friends of Vincent. I mean, Lil Rod and Buchanan was real tight. They were involved in their little business together. And they took offense to that, and hearing that Bountry was viewing it and knew who the killers were, that started a rift. And apparently Bountry was shot and killed over at Rosecrans and Atlantic, somewhere in a gas station. Matter of fact, I was accused of being with Bountry because the truck Bountry was driving was registered to Reginald Wright, not junior or senior, Reginald Wright. But at that time, Reggie had the car in his name when he was working for Death Row, the truck, I should say, in his name. And at the time that Bountry got killed, Reggie was trying to recover the truck or to take it back because he wasn't no longer messing with Death Row and he wanted to get it out of his name. But unfortunately, Bountry got killed, and the alleged killers were guys from Fruitown who were Vincent's friends. But like I said, since it was Reggie's truck, somebody ran from the truck in a passenger. Somebody, I guess like Trump, sits in their bedroom or in a basement somewhere making up stories or something, came up with this, that was me in the truck. I ran, and you can look at me and tell me I ain't running from nobody. I couldn't run if I wanted to. But that I was in there paying for the gas in the gas station. When I came out, they were shooting up my man, Bountry, and I refused to engage because I had to have a gun. I was at home in bed. The best alibi I had was the captain of the sheriff's station, Cecil Rambo, who was captain at the time. I was working at Twin Towers Correctional Center in the Sheriff Department. I had just got home that morning, about 8 o'clock, when Rambo called me. Cecil called me at home and asked me, "Hey, man, I'm glad you're okay. You got a black truck, license number, whoop-de-whoop." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't. My son, that was a truck in his name, but Bountry's driving it." And he told me that and described Bountry and told me that Bountry had just got killed and they wanted to talk to Reggie. And so I took it from there. And I called Reggie. Reggie was in the valley, L.A. somewhere, all night. He wasn't nowhere near that truck or what. So that's kind of how that went. But that's kind of how people, and that's why I don't mind sitting here trying to clear up some of that madness that people be dreaming up, talking about Reggie Wright. I was also accused of being in Vegas the night of the shoot when Orlando got beat up in the hotel. I was either guarding Orlando or doing something, but somebody wanted to sit up and say, "There he is right there." I was at home in bed in Chino Hills when Reggie called me and told me that Suge and Tupac had just got shot. But according to these dreamers or make-believers or whatever you want to call them, I was in Vegas. This is the kind of stuff that really irks me and got me before a camera now, trying